Is the screen visible and my voice audible? Right. Let us observe how to install Tomcat. No notes for this. Okay. Uh, Tomcat download in Google search. If you type na, you will get the option. And so look at this Apache Tomcat. This I downloaded. I just double click on that. I double clicked. I am just showing you Tomcat installation. It is saying something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next. Agree. Free na? Agree. Right. Next. Something it is asking just username. You can just ignore also. Uh, it is saying a port number 8080. I am saying 8081. So Tomcat server is going to be running on 8081 port. Every server will be associated with some port. Next. It is asking JDK. Where is that JDK? Without installing JDK, you cannot install Tomcat. I'm just specifying some JDK 11 I have in my computer. That's all. Nothing great. Next. Install. Look at this. It is showing. Okay. So what it is showing, where Tomcat is going to be installed, it is showing. Observe. C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0. This is called Tomcat installation folder. I clicked on install. It is asking, should I start now? No, don't start. I'm unchecking it. Finished. So now tell me what exactly happened. Tomcat is installed. Where it is installed? C drive, program files, ASF, Apache Software Foundation. In that, Tomcat 9.0. This is the Tomcat installation folder. In this Tomcat 9.0 folder, there is one folder called lib folder. In this lib folder only, servlet-api.jar file is there. Whenever you want to compile a servlet, this particular jar file you have to keep in class path. Okay, so that's all. That's all. Now in my laptop, I have Tomcat. That's it. So nothing great. JDK location you have to specify. You should know where Tomcat installed. So Tomcat is installed. Tomcat is installed in C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0. If you want to start Tomcat server, you know how to start? In bin folder. Here we have bin folder. One icon is there. Just double click on that. Yeah, Tomcat server start. Okay. Uh, Sir, I installed, not working. I am unable to start the server. These things I cannot clear the doubt. Google search and try to solve, please. Server installations, database installations, orally cannot be clearing as doubts, please. Conceptual doubts I can clarify. Server installations, database installations, as doubts I cannot clarify. That is your headache, how to install. Over. Now, I want to shut down this server. Just cursor blinking, Control C. I terminated. Server shut down. How to start Tomcat server? Go to C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0, bin, and here icon is there. Tomcat icon is there. This double click. So that's it. Yeah. So now let us see certain things in servlets. What is the signature of service method of a servlet? What is the signature? Public void service servlet request, comma, servlet response throws servlet exception, comma, IO exception. Because I don't know core Java properly, this much I wrote. Access modifier can never be part of the method signature. Remember this. First of all, you should know what is the meaning of method signature. Access modifier is not at all the part of the method signature. Return type of a method is also never part of method signature. Not in servlets, Java concept that is, believe me. Return type of a method is never called as the method signature. This is called throws clause, means exception specification. Whatever I selected, that is called throws clause or exception specification. Exception specification also never part of method signature in Java. First of all, method signature means method name and parameter list. That's all. Okay. I am indirectly servlet a question I am using, but I am explaining core Java. Remember that. So, what is the signature of service method? Okay. Service that takes two parameters. Always parameter type is important. Parameter name does not matter. Any name you can give. Tell me, service method first parameter type, servlet request. Second parameter type, servlet response. That's all. This is the signature. Method name plus parameter list is the signature of a Java method. Signature of a method in Java. Good. Some of you may be thinking, no, sir, you are not writing parameter name. You can write, it is insignificant. Okay, fine. Now the discussion is, what is the significance of servlet request? What is the significance of servlet request object? What is the significance? Yeah, it is the first parameter of service method, no doubt. But as a programmer, how do you use it? Okay. Form data means user input is encapsulated into servlet request object. Tell me, if user enters username and password in the browser's web form, user entered the username password, click on the button, control goes from browser to web server. Web server gives the control to the servlet container. Servlet container calls the service method. So user entered username and password. Where they are stored? In the request object they are stored. Remember. As of now, if somebody asks you, what is the significance of servlet request object? User entered input. If you want to capture in the service method, you need to use which object? Request object. In the example, you will see that. What is the significance of servlet response object? What is the significance of servlet response object? It is used to build the response page and send to the client. See the name itself. Response is used to, okay, servlet response object is used to build a response page in the servlet, to build a response page in the servlet and hand over the same to the web server. Please don't forget servlet duties. First servlet duty, capture the user input. Capture the user input. What is the second duty? Communicate with the database. Now the question is, how can a servlet capture the user input? Very simple. Data is user input is there in request object. How to get the data from the request object? Any data in the object through method call we get it. Anything method call only na in Java. By making some method call on request object, we capture the user input. That's all. So communicate with the database. Process the data. Process the data. Fourth and fifth duties. Producing the response page and hand over that page to the web server. So response object is used to build the response page, dynamic page, and hand over to the web server. Capturing the user input sake, servlet request object is used. That's all, nothing else. Till now, we did only one example without any user input. Okay, that is why we have not used request. Now we are going to use this. Now we are going to use it. Okay, fine. Question. Develop a Java web application to implement the use case of addition of two numbers. Addition. Addition of two numbers example. So, see, to add two numbers, you use calculator or cell phone. Why web application required? No. Intention of this application is how to deal with user input. Once this example is over, we can think about real-time examples. First hello world example gave you idea how to develop a Java web application, how to deploy it, how to execute it. That idea sake, we used the first example. But in that example, what is not there? User input is not there. In this example, I am trying to give you user input. That's all. Already, I told you, whenever you want to develop a Java web application, we should go for a directory structure. Root folder edition application. In that, WebINF, SRC, classes, lib. Totally how many folders? 5 folders. Tell me for this question, how many web resources required to solve this problem? Okay, how many required? One input screen required, no? Input page required. It means one HTML is required. So, in root folder, I copy numbers.html. So why this HTML? User should enter two numbers, na? User should enter two numbers. For that form, web form. Okay. Web form. Web form is created using this HTML. In WebINF, web.xml always required, I told. No? Okay. One servlet is required for this. One servlet required for this. Why? Why? User enters one number into one text box, another number into text box. Click on the submit button. What user should get the response? The sum of these two numbers should be the response. Who should build that response? Who should add those two numbers? Servlet only. So that is the reason why. Because user input is involved, server side program is mandatory. Okay. I am saying edition servlet dot java. I compile it, I save the dot class file. Edition servlet dot class file. So totally how many files we have to develop? One HTML, one XML, one .java. When you compile edition servlet.java, you get dot class file. You copy that into classes folder. Already very clearly told. Very good. So in lib folder, what you copy? Nothing required to copy in this example. But next example, definitely we are going to copy into lib folder. Once again, how many files? How many files? Three files. HTML, XML, .java. Dot class file, when you compile a servlet, you get the dot class file, copy into classes folder. Finished. Assume this application is deployed. Application is loaded into Tomcat server. Tell me how to run this example. How to run this example? How to run? First screen should come to the user. Na? Tell me how. HTTP localhost 8081. Just now shown you. Tomcat is installed in this computer at what port number? 8081. Slash, what is the application name? Edition application. Slash numbers.html. What is this? Now onwards, till the end of the batch, after the question, I write like this only. All four steps are over. Folders creation is over. All the files development is over. All the web resources. Web.xml development is over. All configuring the application files is over. Deployment also over. Open the browser and type the URL. This is what you have to assume. Apply common sense. Okay. All this development is over. Deployment is over. Open the browser and type this URL. That is the way to understand. Why you have to type this URL? Because first I need input screen. Na? That is what we have to understand. Very good. Now what I do, I develop web.xml, please. Okay, web.xml I develop first. What is the root tag? Web app by web app. In web.xml, it is an XML file, pure text file. Okay. In this tag, okay. Tell me, in this example, how many servlets are there? How many servlets are there? Only one servlet. That one servlet you register. You developed the servlet, okay, but servlet container should know the existence of the servlet. Unless we register this servlet with the servlet container cannot execute this servlet. So that is why it is the application developer's duty to register the servlet with the container. How? By using the tag called servlet tag. Tell me, what is the purpose of servlet tag? To register a servlet with the container, servlet container. That's it. If 10 servlets are there in a project, yes, 10 times you have to write. Using this tag, only one servlet you can register. That's all. That's all. This servlet tag, servlet hyphen name, servlet hyphen name. Yesterday I told you, in a Java web application, every servlet has three names. One is registration name. So here you can give any name. First example I said 1. Because it is second example I am saying 2. It is up to you. You can give any name. Now tell me, what is the registration name of this addition servlet I decided in this example? 2. Next what? Servlet hyphen class. But you cannot decide this. Here, whatever name we have given, you must give that name only, please. Servlet hyphen class. Every start tag should have end tag. End tag. End tag means with the slash. So now tell me, yesterday I told you it is indirectly recapitulation. What is the purpose of servlet tag? To register a servlet with the container. So to register a servlet with the container. Very good. What is the registration name? 2. You can give any name. And addition servlet. That's all. I told you. A servlet has three names. One name is registration name. Another name is class name. And these two are secret. Internal names they are. But some more name required, that is exposed for public. So there is one more name called public URL name. So that public URL name we have to give now. How? Servlet hyphen mapping. Tell me, what is the purpose of the servlet mapping tag? To give public URL name to the servlet. What is the purpose of servlet mapping tag is to give public URL name to the servlet. You know here what you have to do? Whatever is there here, silently copy paste. That's all. No questions entertained. Here, URL pattern. URL pattern. Here, you decide the public URL name. You can give any name, but this servlet is performing which activity? Addition. That is why the task name I have given. But rule is it should proceed with slash. That's all. Web.xml for this example is over. Now tell me how many names are given to the servlet here? Three names. One is what? Registration name. Second name, class name. Third name, public URL name. What is the registration name? 2. What is the class name? Edition servlet. What is the public URL name? Add, blunder. Never say add. Slash add. What is the significance of this name, you know? From the browser, request we want to send to this servlet, with this name only request should come. Otherwise, servlet container cannot execute the servlet. So that is why this name is known as public URL name. Means from the browser, any request should be sent to this servlet, means with this name only request should come. 2, name 2 is not exposed, original class name is not exposed. One line of defense, internal names are not exposed. Okay. So generally people feel web.xml not understood. Nothing to understand. It's a one-time business. There is no logic here. Just labor work. Don't feel that you are not understanding. Okay. Do it. You will understand. Only listen. Lifetime you cannot understand. Okay. Yes, please. With this, web.xml is over. Now, I want to develop the HTML. I'm not so strong in HTML, just namesake, because I have to execute now. So that is why I will be executing it. Okay. Numbers.html. Yeah. HTML by HTML. It has two parts, head and body. Okay. So how we have head and body, it is also having head and body. But nowadays, who is using head? Only body only people are using. So therefore, I don't touch this. Okay. Some attraction. Okay. And don't ask any questions on HTML and don't give any advice on HTML, please. You enjoy internally, don't speak out. Okay, that's all. Okay, fine. Fine. Now, input screen I have to create. Na? Input screen. Okay, so that input screen should be like this. Like, okay. So one label, number 1, number 2, add. This is the submit button. One text box, another text box. This kind of form we have to create. That is the plan. Okay. TER, if otherwise TRE, later we'll see, right? Okay, fine. Uh, I am very bad style I am developing. This is not the way to develop. Any form inside the table, beautiful decorations you can learn, please, right? Here intention is only to run the servlet, input screen required. Therefore, I am developing it. I am not teaching you HTML. I am somehow struggling to develop it. Okay. Fine. So numbers dot html. Fine. I am creating the form tag, form. Let us create. Okay, fine. I say number 1. Input type is equal to text box, but it should have some name. So I am saying T1. Please remember, this is very, very significant. What is the name of the text box? T1 I decided. That's it. Okay. So one label and one text box has come. But next it should go to next line. Number 2. So second text box name T2. Yeah. Okay. Our concentration is not this. Believe me, our concentration is servlet. Now one button I want to create. Input type is equal to button. Name is equal to add. Look at this. Oh, not name is equal to, value is equal to. Okay, fine. See, this is the form. User enters the number here, click on the button. If you click here, only click satisfaction will come. Request will not be sent to the server. That is why it should not be button, it should be submit button. Okay, so we should use what? Submit. That's all. But what is significant here? Okay, so please try to understand the flow of the application. Flow of the application, you should have idea. Okay, for example, this is the form. User entered one number into the text box, another number into the text box. After that, clicked on the submit button. Clicked on the submit button. Tell me, when user clicked on the submit button, where it should go, control should go to whom? First it goes to web server. Web server will capture the two numbers, but sorry, it cannot add those two numbers. It cannot produce the response page. Ultimately, where the control should go? Control should go to servlet only. Control should go to servlet only. It means when this form is submitted, where the control should go, that is action is equal to that servlet address you have to give here. When user clicks on this add button, control should go to which server side program. That server side program address you have to specify here. Action attribute of form tag. This is the most important concept, please. Remember that. So, form tag is used to create a web form. Okay, created. But after entering the user input, when clicked on the add button, where should the control go? Control should go to the servlet. Then, how does container know which servlet should be executed when the user submits this form? Action attribute of this form tag specifies Dot. Dot indicates current application only, not outside. And what is the public URL name? Slash add. Finished. Very, oh, slash add. Dot indicates current applications. Slash add. Whose address? Servlet's public URL. So this is the only thing you have to observe, please. When you are learning advanced Java, HTML, head, CSS, that is not the concentration. To which servlet control should go, specify that address in the action attribute. Each text box name, you remember, T1 is the first text box name. T2 is the second text box name. With this, what is over? HTML is over. So numbers.html is over. Next, what is the next story, please? We have to develop. So we have to develop the servlet. Now we have to, that is the most important. Till now, all side business on, right? Till now, whatever we have done is side business, but now the main business. Some of you great people, side business sincerely will listen. Exactly main business time, you will not listen, but foolishly will come to next class. Yeah. Now let us develop the servlet. Edition servlet dot Java. Edition servlet dot Java. Now let me develop. Maximum same old story. Import javax dot servlet. So what is happening here? Servlet API is made available to the servlet. Servlet API is made available. Java.io. Class must be public. Then only servlet container can create the object of the servlet. Edition servlet. If you write the class name at the end servlet, is it eligible to act as a servlet? No, no. In the top of the hierarchy, servlet interface must be there. But I told yesterday, if you implement servlet interface, so many not required methods you have to implement. How to escape? Extends generic servlet. In real time, generic servlet is never used. Today is the last time we use generic servlet. Okay. Very good. So now tell me, what is the life cycle of a servlet? Instantiation, initialization, servicing. Now tell me, in generic servlet, already init method is already implemented, inherited to edition servlet. Destroy also implemented. But my question is, for edition servlet, any database communication required? Creating the database connection, driver manager.get connection, creating the prepared statement. Is it required? Not required. Then you need not override init method. No need. When you don't give any resources, you need not release the resources also. Yeah. So that is the reason why in this example also, we need only service method. It does not mean that the servlet does not have init and destroy. Already there in generic servlet. So now tell me, what should I be writing here? Public void service. Servlet request, comma, servlet response throws servlet exception, comma, IO exception. Over. Now tell me, what are the duties of this servlet? What are the duties of this servlet? Addition servlet first duty, capturing the user input. User entered two numbers. User entered two numbers, it has to capture. User entered 10 here, 20 here. Click on this add button. What exactly happens? Browser takes these two numbers and sends to web server. Tell me who received user input? Web server. But can web server attend this request? No, no. It will switch the control to servlet container. While switching the control to servlet container, web server hands over these two numbers to servlet container. Now it is servlet container's duty to hand over these two numbers to servlet. During the life cycle of the servlet, you know what does the servlet container do? Okay, it will wrap them. Those two numbers are wrapped into request object. That is the point you have to understand. So tell me, who stored what into where? Servlet container stored the user input into the request object. First number is there in the request object. Second number also there in the request object. So now tell me, what is the first duty of the servlet here? First duty of the servlet is capturing the user input. How? Call the method request dot get parameter. Service method is calling get parameter method on the request object. Get parameter takes text box name as argument. What name given here? T1. That name only give here. T1. Finished. What does it return? It returns value. Service method is calling get parameter method on the request object. So how to capture user input in a servlet? By using request object. How to use objects? Through method calls only. Which method to get the user input? Get parameter method. This method takes what as argument? Text box name it will take as argument. What does it return? Value it returns. String A it returns. B. Unfortunately, get parameter method return type is string, not integer. Then I want to add them. Int sum is equal to a plus b. No, error will come. That is why string representation of this a, you have to convert into pure number. How? Integer dot parse int of a plus integer dot parse int of b. Finished. If anybody wants to know this, contact Core Java class. Moral of the story, don't ask me as doubt. I will not answer this, promise. Okay. So the point to understand here is how to capture the user input in a servlet by calling getParameter method on the request object. GetParameter method takes what as argument? HTML form text box name it will take, returns the value. But sorry, that value it will return as a string. A holds 10 only, B holds 20 only. But they are not in number format, that is in string format. Then how to convert a string into integer? By using library method parseInt. That's all. Now data processing is over. Very good. So now tell me, what is the next duty? Produce the response page. Response dot set content type text by HTML. Okay. I did not explain this. Okay. Set content type. I will explain this tomorrow. Today I cannot explain because example to be executed. So next is print writer. Print writer is equal to response dot get writer. So I did not explain these two things. Tomorrow I will explain. Everybody will understand once I explain. Just for today by heart. So now response page we have to send. How? Print writer println. This is a dynamic page. So we are producing the dynamic page in the servlet. Okay. Something please. HTML I am not highlighting. Somehow I have to do it. Good. So now let us give the output. The sum is sum. Yes, please. Okay. So capturing the user input, get parameter, conversion I told you, output generation will be explained these two lines. You will know better than anybody in the world once I explain. And print writer dot close. Just a minute, please. Be online. Yeah. So with this, what is over? Servlet development is over. Okay. That's all. So let me create the directory structure. What is the folder? Edition application is the root folder name. Within that, webinf. Within that webinf, create, okay, classes folder. Okay, lib folder, src folder. Finished. Now, into these things, copy the HTML file into root folder. Always HTML file into root folder. Servlet.java file into src folder. Finished. Now web.xml. Now web.xml should be copied into webinf. Some of you people, you feel that you understood. Now extra exact story will be now. Okay, so don't go anywhere. So web.xml. Okay, fine. Now let compile. Yeah. So if I compile, we get compilation error. No? Why? Because we have to keep that jar file in class path. Set class path equal to servlet hyphen API dot jar file. Oh my God, I think I removed it. I just will paste. So where it is it? C drive. Today I showed na where I installed Tomcat, Apache Software Foundation. In lib folder it is there. Like observe what am I doing? Tomcat where it is installed, there you have API.jar. Yeah, successfully compiled. In classes folder, off. In src folder, that dot class file created. No? I cut this. I paste into classes folder. So with this, what is over? Development is over. Development is over. But it should be deployed. It development is over. It should be deployed now, loaded into server. So where Tomcat installed? C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0. In this web apps folder, you have to paste it into web apps folder. Over. Yeah. So I copied edition application into web apps folder. Now start the server. Now start Tomcat. Bin, click here. Now application is deployed. Application is deployed. Next, what to do? Next, what to do? Already here, I mentioned what to do. Open the browser, type this URL. See this screen has come to the user. It may take 3-4 minutes extra explanation, but it is worth explaining. Be careful. Listen. Okay, after execution, you may enjoy further. Okay, fine. Now I enter some 20, number to 30. Click on add button. See, the sum is 50. It means this is the response page generated by the servlet. It means this application is running. But the point is how the flow has gone. Like, let me explain. Very good. This is Tomcat server. Okay, so this is Tomcat. In this Tomcat, there are two parts. One module is web server. One module is web server. Another module is servlet container. Servlet container. Just now we installed addition application here. Addition application we installed. Don't forget that. Very good. Deployment is over. From the browser, request came. Tell me with what URL it came? HTTP localhost 8081 slash addition application slash numbers.html. Any request from the browser, it will go to web server only. Web server provides connection to the browser. After providing connection, it will check in the URL. Request came for static resource sake or request came for dynamic resource sake? Tell me, request came for which resource sake? Static. Then web server on its own, without the need of taking any colleague help, from the hard disk of the server machine, already numbers.html is there now. That numbers.html file, it will send to the browser. It will send to the browser, that's all. Okay. So it has sent that to the browser. So who has sent this? Web server has sent that. Web server has sent that. Now, if we click on this, right click view source, something like view page source. Action is equal to what is there here? Dot. Dot indicates. Just a minute, please. Be online. This is very important explanation. Yeah. So look at this. Dot slash add means, dot means HTTP localhost 8081 slash edition application. Dot means up to here. After that, what is there? Slash add. That's it. It means from the browser now, with what URL request is going? With what URL request is going? Now, second time, after filling the form when user submits the button. Not this numbers.html. And this is what? Add. Even now also control goes to web server. Even now also control goes to web server. But in the URL, request has not come for static resource sake. Request has come for dynamic resource sake. Because slash add is the public URL name of the servlet. Na? Then what does the container do? Container, I mean web server will switch the control to servlet container. Now servlet container executes the servlet life cycle and all, you know. Okay. So it loads the class, creates the object, calls the service, remaining is the storage. So with this, my teaching part is over for today. Okay. Let me first upload these notes and then you can start asking me the doubts. Somebody was asking me, sir, servlet life cycle not notes not available. Sir, 5 days back it was available. Every day, same day you have to get that. Okay. Uh, edition application. Date is 14/11/24. Yeah. Class notes uploaded successfully. Oh, yeah, it is there. Off. But one thing missing. No, 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 no. It is not saved, please. I am deleting. HTTP localhost. In progress. Advanced Java. Yeah, class notes uploaded successfully. Yes, please. You can start asking the doubts. Yeah, I have to unmute, Right. Yes, please. You can start asking the questions.
Sir, this is Srinivas.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Like you said, request in the request object automatically these values are populated, whatever the inputs we are giving, right, sir?
Yes, sir, exactly.
At which phase exactly this will happen, sir? I mean, is it in the
Servicing phase.
servicing phase only? Okay.
Exactly.
But
Request object created in the servicing phase only, no, sir?
okay, sir. Understood, sir.
Right.
That's-
Yes.
Sir, sir, can I talk?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, sir. For every method, we have in the when we have parameters, we must enter the parameters in the method, like the add. We have to add the first number and the second number. But the service method has two parameters, which are request and respond, and we enter only the request, and the response is like an output of the method.
yeah. See. I
Yes.
don't know, but how much I understood your question, I know, but I will try.
Mhm.
You are asking about these two things, right?
Yes.
Request and response, right?
Yes.
Ah, so
Correct. Yes.
this request is holding user input. Text
Okay.
box name T1 is equal to end user entered number, say for example 10. And second text box name T2, end user entered number 20. It means two pairs are there in the request object.
Okay.
So from the request object, how to get the first value? Request dot get parameter of T1, request dot get parameter of T2. So request object only holding all the input like. So
Okay.
response object is not for input sake, na. It is meant for generating the response page. So response page generation, I explain tomorrow, then you will get clarity. I don't know
Sir,
whether your doubt is cleared or not. I don't know. If not, please ask me again.
yes. Sir, in my head, when I have a method, I
Uh,
must enter the parameters at the first. Add two numbers, one and two. Here,
uh,
I add only in the parameters of the servlet. There are two. There
uh.
are two parameters, and we enter only the first one, and the second one is like the output of the its response is the output of the method or not.
No,
It's
you're
a
asking
response.
something. No, sir. So now tell
No.
me, you have any problem in 64th line?
64. No. No.
Understood this?
Yes, it's clear.
65,
It's clear.
it means capturing the user input, not a problem for you.
Not a problem.
66 also not a problem for you.
Not a problem.
It means service method first parameter is not a problem for you.
My problem is we must put them at the first. We must enter the request and the response. Or here, the response is the output of the service. The request is the
Who
output,
told
and the
you
response.
response is not the output of the service? It is only a parameter of the service. That's why you wait for one more day. I never said that response is the
Okay.
output of the service method. I never said that. See the notes. Response object is used to give the output, but itself is not output. Servlet response is used to build the response, but itself is not the output, sir. Still, you are not convinced. Hello?
Yes.
Tomorrow,
this
please.
time?
Tomorrow,
Okay,
tomorrow,
okay,
don't
tomorrow.
leave me. Don't leave me tomorrow. Tomorrow I will give
Okay,
some
okay, okay.
clarity. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Sir,
Any more notes? Yeah.
Naveen here. Sir,
Yeah.
first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome training, sir. One request, sir. Actually, the notes somehow was not uploaded into. If you go to the portal, it was not there, sir. Life cycle. Other notes are available. Only that particular somehow missed, sir. If it's available, if you can upload, it's okay. Otherwise, I will make it.
Which date it was covered?
I'll tell you later. Next tomorrow, sir. If I can tell you the date once
Okay.
I look through the video.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. I
If
will
you
do
can
it.
find, it's okay.
I will
If
do it, sir. I will do it.
And second question, sir. I was able to practice your code with command line, and I downloaded this API by googling the downloaded the servlet API from Maven, and then did from MVN website and used it. So I was researching on it, and I was looking for documents. The JavaX and Jakarta is also there,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 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 no. Actually, Java X is no more.
Yes, sir. That's what
Java
they
X,
say.
Java X has become obsolete.
Yes, sir.
It is no more in usage.
Mm-hmm.
Some trade naming problems. That is some monetary things, financial things.
Okay.
That is called trade license naming conventions problem came. So that is why they changed it to Jakarta. No more Java X in Java. They changed it to Jakarta.
Jakarta.
But you need not worry currently while learning servlets. When you are learning Spring Boot and high-end only, you concentrate on that.
Okay, sir.
Here,
Thank you.
conceptual learning only major, but not servlet coding. In your lifetime, you never do servlet coding in real time.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, that's it.
Okay, sir.
Right.
So when is your upcoming class for spring?
No, sir. That our Ashok sir, he will be
Yeah.
taking
Okay.
framework.
But DSA you will be starting, sir, right?
Yeah, surely, surely. I told you, next year. I mean, Jan of 25.
Yes, sir. Please. Thank you.
Right. But it does not mean that I don't take. I have taken 100 times spring.
Yes. Okay, sir.
But here I will not take.
Okay, sir.
Because sorry is taking care of it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Most. Yes, please. Any more questions?
Yeah, sir, this is Mundiraj.
Yeah.
That web.xml, it will, how it will connect.
Huh? By heart.
Web.xml.
There is no concept in that. Just ignore it. That's all. There is no concept in that. It is blindly follow it. That's all. Don't think much. I am not elaborating means it is not important. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tomorrow you may get some more information on that. Definitely. If you attentively listen, whatever you feel, that feeling will go tomorrow. Right?
Like internally, like it will connect
Sir,
to
internals
server.
not required, sir, with .xml. It is the technology, internal containers FIR it is. We should not break our head for that. That's what my intention is. But still, internally how works, you will get tomorrow.
Yeah.
In my explanation only will come tomorrow, not through doubt.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yes. Any more questions?
Hello, this is Karthik sir.
Yeah, please.
That in HTML form you mentioned let attribute as a action. It is acting as a routing, right? It will goes to add.
Yes, dot means the full address of the servlet.
Okay, okay.
Whenever any form is submitted, to which server side program the control should go, the address of that server side program we write as value to this action attribute.
Okay, sir. I got
Yes,
it. Okay, thank you, sir.
most welcome.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
That name is the attribute that belongs to servlet programs. Name method.
Exactly. HTML text box name what you have used here.
Yeah,
Exactly in the request.get parameter, that name only we have to give.
yeah, yeah.
That's all. Any more
Sir,
questions? Yeah,
sir, this
please.
is sir, I don't know whether my question is valid or not.
Don't
I just
worry.
want.
Always questions are valid. Answers may not be valid. Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, sir. Here we are creating another web page and we are showing the result. No, instead
Yes.
of that, can we?
Numbers.html. No. Numbers.html is static page, pre-created page. And see this. This is a dynamic page.
Yeah.
Servlet created page is the dynamic page. Now ask the question now, please.
Instead of dynamic page, can't we show the result in the same static page back
How
there
you can
itself?
give that some result, how you can give in the static page?
Correct.
Huh?
Yes. Yes, I understood, sir. Yeah,
No. Your doubt is 200% valid. Actually, observe this. Only this is a dynamic, right?
Yes, sir.
All this is static only, but this particular part is dynamic. That is why JSP has come into picture. Maximum they develop in HTML. That particular portion they write Java.
Okay.
That is why JSP has come actually.
Mhm. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Most. Any more doubts? So 9:30 please. I am signing off.